Hello everybody, my name is Leonomai, and well, I said that rather fast, didn't I? My name is Leonomai. There we go. Today is January 9th, 2012. It's about 7:20 in the morning, and this is take 143. I've been trying to record this video, but several things have gone wrong in the past. Hopefully it won't go wrong this time. So, in this video, this is an update video, by the way. This is something that I've been working on in the past 2 weeks, and it's something that I really wanted to share, so here it is. I'm going to show you the island. I'm going to give you a little tour of my island. Don't worry, it's not that big. It's actually a very small island, as you can probably see. It's very barren. There's not a lot of stuff here. There's a stall, a few NPCs. There's also a cave and some boulders. You can actually go inside the cave, but I'm not going to show that in this video because I don't feel like it. I don't know. You can't really do anything in the cave anyways. Not right now, not right now, but maybe in the future. The camera, by the way, the camera script was all thanks to a YouTube user by the name of Damien1263. He's the reason why I created the camera script. He has a video on YouTube that teaches you how to program buttons in RPG Maker 2, and that video helped me a lot, so because of that video I'm now able to zoom in and out, and I can move the angle just like that. Also, you might be wondering why the island is barren. Why did you take out all the trees, grass, and flowers? The reason why I did that was because you can do it yourself. The player can place trees, grass, and flowers if they wish, and they can place it wherever they want. I'll show that later on. Here's my inventory. Every single item in my inventory is a placeable object that you can place either in your home or outside. There's a lot of items here. I don't know how many there are because I haven't counted. It ranges from tables to chairs to beds to floor tiles to plants and animals. You can actually place animals in the game, which is really cool. Remember that farming script that I that farming tutorial that I created a while back? And one of the major problems that I faced was that you couldn't plant seeds anywhere on the map. You would have to plant seeds in a fixed location. And that really sucked. That was such a disappointment, not just for me, but for everybody watching the tutorial. I tried creating something more dynamic in the past, and it was failure upon failure upon failure. And now I'm happy to say that you can finally plant seeds anywhere on the map. So, not trying to brag or anything. I'm sure somebody has already created something like that already, but maybe they're just camera shy and they haven't posted a video on YouTube yet. I'm sure there's people out there who have already done this. You can plant seeds anywhere, but there are a couple of restrictions. You can't plant seeds on these stairs, for example. And you guys are like, who cares? Yeah, who cares? Because you wouldn't be able to plant seeds on stairs anyways, not in real life. Unless, of course, you had water and soil, then I guess you might be able to. But, so yeah, you can't plant seeds on stairs. That's not a restriction that I created. That's actually a restriction in the game. See, you can't place vehicles on... That's what they're called, vehicles. For those of you who haven't played RPG Maker 2, a vehicle is an event, like a physical event that you can control. You can take control of and you can move it around. And you can't place vehicles on objects, and you can't place vehicles on events. That's the restriction. I didn't create that restriction, that's just built in the game. That's not a big problem, that's actually good, because I wouldn't want somebody putting a tree in the way anyways, on the staircase. That wouldn't make any sense. So I'm not too worried about that restriction. That's actually a good thing, to some degree. I'll show you, I'll demonstrate how this works. Here's a sprout. I'm gonna use it from the action menu. When you use the sprout, it warps you to the middle of the island and gives you a sprout. Let me zoom in. First I have to zoom out. So in order to take control of the sprout, you have to walk into it like this. Now that I can control it, I can place it wherever I want. You can rotate it by pressing the square button like this. Once you're content with the position of the tree, you can place it by pressing the circle button on your controller, and then move out of the way. That's the second thing that you do, or third thing. Okay, so now that I placed it, it's actually growing. I don't know if you notice, but it's animating. It's physically growing in real time. I'm gonna press tab on my keyboard, and what that does is it enables turbo mode on my emulator. My emulator has this feature where if you press tab, it turns on something called turbo mode, and that makes the game run faster. And the tree, since the game is running faster, the tree is animating faster, so it's actually growing faster, so you can see it a lot better. It takes about 20 minutes for a tree to grow full size. And at about 10 minutes in, as it's growing, after 10 minutes have passed, you can actually cut the tree down. It doesn't have to grow into a full size, it can just be an adult size. So after 10 minutes, you can cut it down and get its contents. You can harvest the tree. You can harvest wood from a tree, along with other things. You harvest 3 things. You can harvest wood, amber, and mana stone. These items don't do anything right now, but in the future they might do something. Who knows? Fingers crossed. Wood, as you might imagine, might be used to create things, so I might make that in the game in the future. But I'm gonna let that grow. I'm gonna press tab to disable turbo mode. And it's actually growing pretty big. You can see it's about as big as my character now. Here's another thing that I wanted to show you. This is a display. And you can interact with the display by pressing the triangle button. And when you do that, it asks you if you want to buy the object for 200 silver pieces. You might notice that the display is moving. This is a floor tile, by the way. You can buy floor tiles. And once you buy a floor tile, you can place it in your home. You might notice that the floor tile is moving in 3 different directions. It's moving clockwise, so that's one direction. It's moving up and down vertically, that's another. And it's also tilting 20 degrees left and right, so that's another. You can do this by using a command called apply together. So if you're wondering how I did that, that's how I did it. You use the apply together command, and you can make objects move in all sorts of different directions: up, down, left, right, clockwise, counterclockwise, and you can tilt it. The reason why I made a display is because it's so boring to look at a boring menu. See this menu? It's so boring. I didn't like that, so I made a display. That's one of the reasons why I created it. So it's kind of like a really cool shop. Also, if you exit the world map and re-enter it, let me re-enter the map. The display is a different object. And if I exit out and enter again, it'll be another different a different object. So it's actually random. It's a random object every single time you zone out and then zone back in. I'm not sure not really sure if I wanted to make it that way because I don't know, I kind of wanted to copy Animal Crossing's. I feel bad saying that. I don't like to copy people's ideas, but this Animal Crossing was the game that inspired me to create something like this. And in that game, when you buy objects, you have to wait a whole day for another object to spawn in the shop. There's a shop in the game where you buy furniture. Never mind. You might also notice that it costs 200 silver pieces to buy all the objects. Like, each object is worth the same amount. And right now it's just in a testing phase. I'm just kind of experimenting. So right now all of the objects cost the same amount. But in the future they will cost different amounts based upon, you know, what object they are. For example, if it's a mug, it might cost less than a bed. In the last update there were, I can't remember how many floor tiles there were, but in this update there are 30 floor tiles to choose from, and you can place up to 20 floor tiles, which is a lot. I don't know why you would want to place 20 floor tiles, but you can. That's actually a bit much. I might bump it down. Instead of 20, it might be 12 or something like that, because floor tiles do take a lot of memory. So just for fun, I'm just placing these tiles. No particular reason. I'm just placing them down. So in order to see what they would look like, you would have to get out of furnish mode by going to your mailbox and then choosing furnish off. You choose that. Now you can see what it looks like. It's pretty cool. You got your rough rock, wooden weave, brick, and a layered stone. So there's that. There's something cool that I wanted to show you. I added a new feature. I will show you that right now. First, I need to place objects. So I'm going to go ahead and place a bookshelf. And what else? A piano? Why not? I didn't mention this in the last update, but the positions and the orientation of every object is saved. So if you exit out of your home and re-enter your home, everything will be exactly where you placed it. Everything. There are some exceptions, however. If you have objects that are touching, there might be a slight chance that the orientation will change. I don't know how to fix that. About piano, cannon. What should I place? How about a vase? Okay, so let's say you wanted to take one of these objects and put it back into your inventory because you don't want it in your home anymore. Well, you can do that. Let me show you something first before I do that. You'll notice that the amount of bookshelves that I have in my inventory is no longer 99, it's actually 98. That's because I placed one in my home, so now there's 98 bookshelves in my inventory. So instead of 99 pianos, there are 98 in my inventory. I have 99 of everything, but now I have 98 pianos and I have 98 vases. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now let's say I wanted to take one of these objects and put it back into my inventory. I can do that. The program keeps track of the ID of an object. So for example, the piano, in order for the program to keep track of the ID of the piano, I would have to run into it like that. So now the game has the ID number for this event. It has the ID number for a piano. Okay, so what you can do now is you can either exit out like that, or you can take control of the piano. It doesn't really matter, but anyways, you go up to the mailbox and you select Take Item from the menu. And what that does is, see, it's not doing anything right now. That's because you're in the way, so you have to get out of the way. So now the piano disappears, and in your inventory, I'm stuttering. You might notice that now you have 99 pianos instead of 98. So you can take items back into your inventory, which is pretty cool. I actually like that. I don't like it. I don't like items to be permanent. I always like customization. The more customization, the better. And that's always really cool. So like I said, you don't have to take control of the object. You can exit out like that if you want to, and then go to the mailbox and choose Take Item. It knows exactly what event you controlled last, because it keeps track of all the data. Also, events are recyclable. So once you take items back into your inventory, those events that you were controlling go back in place. Like, they go back to the nether, or they go back to the whatever, the X space or whatever. See, they're invisible. You can't see them. There are actually 20 events that you can't see. They're invisible, and you call them when you call an object. Like, for example, if I wanted a barrel and I used it, it calls an event. It calls an invisible event, and then, so there it is. That's all I wanted to show. I'm going to leave. Leaf. Going to leaf. That's such a corny joke. I don't know who came up with that. Corny joke. I don't like saying that, corny joke. In a way, the word corny is very corny. Yeah, even that says corny. That's in bad taste. I'm gonna go to furniture mode. See, just like anything else, you have to go in furniture mode in order to place objects outside. Otherwise, you won't be able to place them outside. You might notice that this tree is very small, and you might be wondering why. Shouldn't it be big at this point because it's growing? Well, I'm not really sure how well I'll be able to explain this, but I'll try my best. The reason why it's not big is because the scripts don't keep track of the current size of the tree. Now, in order to remedy this problem, I had to manually create conditions in the event that refresh the event. It refreshes the tree every 5 minutes. So after 5 minutes, the tree will grow bigger. Even though it's animating, even though it's growing in real time, it doesn't. There's nothing in the script that keeps track of the current size. So after about 5 minutes, the tree will be bigger. So do not fret. So for those of you wondering, hey, why did that tree grow smaller? Don't worry about it. It will grow big, my lad. My curious seedling. Yeah. Here is some grass seeds. You can place grass, among other things. You can also place flowers. You take control of the flowers, and just like the tree... Oh, there you go. See, the tree grew because 5 minutes have passed. Actually, more than 5 minutes have passed. You might be wondering, well, how come more than 5 minutes have passed but the tree didn't refresh? Well, my answer to that is that there is a global timer that keeps track of time in the game that I created. And based on the global timer, the tree will refresh. The tree event will refresh. But the thing is, the global timer stops whenever you interact with NPCs, or you interact with a treasure chest, for example, or if you go to your menu like this. See, I'm in my menu. The global timer has stopped. Right at this moment, the global timer stops. You might be wondering why. I don't have an answer for that. See, let me demonstrate. You see these NPCs over here? You see how that guy's moving? If I press X, I'm in the menu right now, and the NPC stops moving. Everything stops moving when you go into the menu. See, even that display, you see that floor tile in the distance, that floor tile on the left? That floor tile has stopped moving. That's because I'm in the menu. So the global timer stops. Okay. So the grass, just like the tree, when you place it like that, it's permanent. Okay? The tree is permanent, the grass is permanent, meaning that you can't move it. See, you can't move grass, you can't move trees, and you can't move flowers. If you want to get rid of the flowers and the grass and the trees, what you have to do is you have to harvest it by pressing the triangle button like this. So once you do that, you actually get items from grass, trees, and flowers. It's random each time. It's a random item. You get random items. You get random items from flowers too. Let me demonstrate that. Got some flowers here. So once you place it, you can't move it. But that's okay because you can harvest it like that. I got blues print from flowers. These items don't do anything right now, but I do have a plan for some of these items. They will do something in the future. I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna tell you what they do. Got some leaflets. Maybe you can guess what they do based on the name of the items. They have different names. These aren't names that I gave lots of thought about. I just kind of thought up names at the top of my head. So right now it's just blues print, leaflets, and pure essence. Whoops. Pure essence. There's actually 9 different items you can harvest from flowers, and it's all random. Each flower that you harvest, you get a random item. I got a bluebell, pure essence, leaflets, blues print. You can also get summer essence, darkness, and some other things. Okay, now I'm gonna show you. I'm just gonna place random items. I don't know if I mentioned this, but you can place a total of 20 objects outside. Objects. That's not a lot. It is a lot, but it really depends on what you're placing. Like if you place 20 grass, for example, it's probably not a lot. Not a lot of objects to place. I'm thinking about bumping up the limitation, bumping up the cap, if you will, to 30 or 40. There's a restriction on how many vehicles you can have in RPG Maker 2. I don't know if you know this, but the limitation, I think, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think the limitation is 100. You can only have 100 vehicles in the entire game. I might be wrong about that. So if you calculate, there are 20 objects you can place in your home. 20 furniture you can place in your home, 20 floor tiles you can place in your home. So that's a total of 40 right there. And there's a total of 20 I mean, there's 20 objects you can place outside. So if you add all those together, that's 60 total events, 60 total vehicles. So right now I have 40 vehicles to play around with. Wait a minute. Gate? Bell tower. My friend was suggesting that I make... Whoops, bit of a glitch there. My friend was suggesting that I make a type of a game, like a tycoon type of game maybe, or a game where you customize the village, and upon customizing the village you get rewards for it. And I was thinking, man, that's such a good idea. Such a good idea. So I was thinking about that. I was like, man, maybe I should make a game where your mission is to create a village. He also asked me if you could place stairs outdoors, and I thought that was an odd question at first, but I was thinking about it and I was like, man, that's actually pretty cool. Like, I mean, you can't place stairs outdoors at this current stage in the game. You can't, but I can easily make an event that allows you to do that. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard. You can place stairs and then you can go up the stairs. I mean, can you imagine the type of customization you can do with that? You can, for example, you can place a gazebo on top of a gazebo and place a spiral of stairs around it and create like a tower. I mean, how cool would that be, right? You know, that's just one example of the possibility. You might notice that the sheep are moving on their own. You can take control by walking into them like that. Of course, you would have to catch up to them like that in order to take control. You can place them wherever, and they move on their own. There are 4 different colors for sheep: green, pink, blue, and purple. There's a blue one. You can also place chickens, pigs, turtles, and horses. There's 4 different colors for chickens, 3 different colors for pigs, 2 for turtles, and 6 different colors for horses. There's like there are black horses, white horses, chestnut, brown, light brown, and like a yellowish, whitish, like a cream-colored horse. What else? There's also fences. You can place fences. This game was initially supposed to be a treasure hunting game, and it evolved into some sort of building, not necessarily building, because I'm not building anything, I'm placing objects. So in a way there's a bit of a difference. In Minecraft you can build stuff. In this game you can place stuff, not necessarily building anything. I'm just placing furniture and animals and things like that. But, you know, that's still pretty cool if you think about it. There are some possibilities, some customization possibilities you can do with that. What else? I'm trying to make a pen for chickens. Pen for chickens. Also, the positions and orientations for these objects are saved. So you can exit the world, come back, and everything will be exactly where you placed it, except for animals. Because animals are always walking around and doing their thing, so when you exit the map and re-enter, the animals will be in a different position, okay? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. That wasn't intentional. You weren't Animals were not supposed to do that, okay? But I guess that's kind of cool, you know? But on the downside, animals do get stuck in bell towers and gates. And I'm not really sure how to fix that. Whoops. But it's not a huge problem because you can exit out of the world and then re-enter. And the animals hopefully won't be stuck in the bell tower or the gates or the trees or whatever. Fence A. So yeah, my initial idea for the game was to make a treasure hunting game. I think I already said that, yeah. It didn't even cross my mind that you could do this in RPG Maker 2. So I started making placeable furniture for the house, and then I thought I would step it up a notch and make placeable trees in outdoors. And then I wanted to step it up a notch and make placeable animals that move around randomly. And I was like, wow, that actually works. So now I'm thinking I could make placeable NPCs if I wanted to, right? And not only that, but I could make it so that you can interact with NPCs. You can place them, and then once you place them, you can interact with them. There's a huge amount of potential here. I mean, NPCs could have different roles and provide different quests. And upon making the what am I trying to say? Completing these quests, you get different rewards. There is a glitch, like if animals are too close to the fence, they will go up like that, but you can exit out of the world map and then re-enter, and that'll fix the problem. I mean, it should fix the problem. So once I leave, when you leave the house, furniture mode turns off automatically for you. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But see, now the chicken is in the pen. I don't think... I was gonna say, I don't think you can place gates, but actually you can place gates. I just haven't made it yet in the game. I was thinking, can you place gates? Yeah, you can. I can actually make a gate that you can open. I can do that. I know how. Also, now let me show you. So this is my world. This is my little village. It's pretty cool. I'm actually really liking this. I'm very excited for different reasons because in all my time playing this game, RPG Maker 2, I've had this game for years, and I've never been able to make something like this. Also, if you want a tutorial on this, go ahead and request it. I did mention a while back in my previous update that it would take me a long time to make the tutorial because there are a lot of things involved. But ever since I made that video, I've been able to compress the amount of code in the scripts and the amount of work it would take to make something like this by more than 90%. Okay, not more than 90%. More like 80%. That's actually huge. It took up... My scripts took up more than 100,000... bytes, I think? 100,000 bytes? I compressed it down to like 8,000 bytes. So that is actually huge. So yeah, if you want a tutorial on this, go ahead and request it. I will eventually make a tutorial on this when it's convenient for me. But if you request it, I will make a tutorial when it's convenient for you, because you are my loyal subscriber. And I am a YouTube whore. I love doing this kind of stuff, you know? It's just really, really exciting for me, because I'm a geek. You can also shear sheep. Come here, you sexy sheep. Let me shear you. Shear it. Shear it. And you get wool. You can't do anything with wool. I was thinking about making wool like, excuse me. I need a drink. Aw, man. I ran out of drink. I was thinking about using wool for carpets. Like, you know, making carpets. Making floor tiles out of wool. I don't know. Oh man, I feel like I'm forgetting something. There's something else I wanted to show you. That's about it. That's all I wanted to show you. This tree is not fully grown. There's actually... It will... It will... Oh man. I feel like I have to burp, but there's nothing coming out, and I really hate when that happens. It will grow full size after 20 minutes. It hasn't been 20 minutes, apparently, but I will show you this anyways. You can cut it down by pressing the triangle button. Here, let me zoom in. Cut it down. Yeah, you see the tree moving after it had been cut down. That's actually somewhat of a bug or a glitch. I know how to fix it. There's something in the script called apply together, and it was trying to make the tree fall down and become transparent and then move the tree at the same time because of that command that I used. But if I take that command out, it won't move. It will whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyways, you get wood. Got wood from trees. I got wood. Hey. Awkward moment. Okay. Thank you for watching, and that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this update. There will be much more updates in the future. Many more updates in the future. Thank you for watching. See you later. Goodbye.